Hello, welcome to this edition of APABI Focus. And for our Q3 version, we're going to be focusing on the theme of fintech. And we have here our guests from AICB, which is the APABI member institute from Malaysia. And they're the AICB is the only institute in Southeast Asia authorized by the Chartered Banking Institute of the UK. And so here we have Mr. Edward Ling, the chief executive, and he has been in charge of AICB since September 2021, so for about 3 years. And before that, he was country head of ACCA, the Accounting Institute, right? So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And today we're going to talk about the Future Skills Framework, which is an important initiative for Malaysia and something that you've been in, or AICB is in charge of designing and implementing. So maybe we could start off, tell us a little bit about that. Like first of all, what is the FSF and what is your role in designing it, and why are we doing this in the first place?
Thanks, David. So the Future Skills Framework, or FSF for short, is an industry alignment to the Central Bank of Malaysia's Financial Sector Blueprint 2022-26, which highlights that upskilling and reskilling initiatives are vital in developing the financial services sector workforce to effectively navigate the evolving work priorities and to future-proof talent pipeline and readiness. So AICB is playing a role in leading in the development of the FSF itself, together with two other talent affiliates, the insurance body and also the Islamic professional body. So the Malaysian workforce is undergoing a significant transformation, with the emergence of numerous job roles that were non-existent just 10 years ago. And we expect this to continue in the decade ahead. I believe Malaysia is not alone. Many countries are facing a skills gap in the background of rising mandate for economic growth. The recent report by the Institute for the Future in partnership with Dell predicts that 85% of jobs that will be available in 2030 have not been invented yet. So that makes the future of work landscape scary and exciting at the same time. The Future Skills Framework also aims to further promote talent mobility, like clear career development pathways, and of course to reduce potential unemployment. While many financial institutions have started working on upskilling and reskilling, the sector lacks an overarching vision of what these skills should look like and in this changing environment. The FSF looks to act as a central reference for all on how to bridge the skills gap for the future financial sector workforce. This will be an important document in the next 1 to 3 years, and it needs to be refreshed regularly, of course, to reflect the fast changing environment.
Okay, that's a very impressive statistic. I have to say that 85% of the jobs by 2030, only 6 years from now, haven't been invented.
Yeah.
So, and I guess you did a little survey, in conjunction with all this. So maybe you could tell us a little bit more about like what are the findings of that survey? Like what actual jobs are we talking about here?
Okay, the most obvious is that digital transformation and generative AI are increasingly pervasive, forcing financial institutions to drive their value across the business. So almost 40% of global employment is exposed to AI. AI is expected to significantly reshape job roles within the banking sector. According to an Accenture's report, Effective adoption and scaling of generative AI will lead to a 30% increase in employee productivity and potentially boost revenue by up to 6% in 3 years. Another key observation is, of course, the green agenda, especially now that sustainability has become in measuring the success of an organization. The FSF finds that 159 job roles and 157 skills will be in demand in the next 3 years, including 142 prime skills, which are the technical skills, and 15 power skills, which are the fundamental skills relevant to all job roles. For example, critical thinking, digital fluency, adaptability and resilience, and learning agility. There are 17 emerging job roles that are becoming pivotal in driving 3 key areas within FIs: the integration of future technologies, creation of seamless experiences through integrated platforms, and empowerment of workforce. Then 6 key roles are evolving to become more critical across FIs to effectively drive their respective agenda in digital, data and IT operations, sustainability, strategy and Islamic finance and Sharia advisory. Other key trends also include cybersecurity, customer centricity, the skills first strategy, and skills adjacencies. All these can be found in the document, which is publicly available on the AICB website.
Okay, so this is all the good side, I think. What sorts of skills, jobs are going to be at risk from all this?
This is talked about a lot when we develop the future skills framework. The short answer is no. So let me first quote some research findings from various sources. First, the Malaysian Insight reported that over 40% of Malaysian jobs are at high risk of being automated, with approximately 57% of all jobs being affected by automation in the next 20 years. Microsoft also says that Malaysian employers prioritize AI skills in hiring, with 65% preferring candidates with AI expertise over more experienced candidates lacking these skills. One more finding from IBM says that top barrier hindering successful AI adoption at enterprises, both exploring and deploying AI, are limited AI skills and expertise. So why am I quoting these findings? AI and technologies are everywhere now, and they are inevitable in our lives and at work. Automation may take away some job roles, but the coming of AI and technologies introduce many new ones. Let me try to give an example here. 84% of Malaysian knowledge workers already use AI in their everyday work. I believe the global average is around 75. So over 42% of large organizations have AI actively in use in their business, with companies within the financial services industry most likely to be using AI. Gen AI, more specifically in the banking sector, is being used today mainly to improve productivity. It is widely used in reporting, streamlining processes, translations, HR, AML, fraud detection, and so on. However, its greatest potential lies in the possible generation of additional values, value creation. So creating new products, smart segmentation of targeted marketing, onboarding, authentication, and customer service. So Gen AI is expected to improve competitiveness in all banking verticals: consumer banking, financial services, payments, insurance, asset management, private banking, and wealth management, of course. So going back to your question, David, are we all losing our jobs? Nope. If we keep upskilling ourselves, be hungry in our learning, and be agile to embrace change. If you don't, likely that you'll be replaced by what is created by human ourselves.
That's a very good summary, and I think a lot of that applies to many different countries. But also, I get the impression from what you said that Malaysia is slightly a bit ahead of the curve. So that sounds like the time that we have today. So very good talking to you and learning about the FSF.
All right, thank you so much, David. Thank you to APABI as well.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.